Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today I'm going to talk about why you can't sleep, get no sleep after a Kundalini awakening. I get asked this question a lot. I've dealt with it a lot. I know how it is. I know how frustrating it can be. And I bring this up because I didn't sleep very much at all yesterday. Last night I had trouble falling asleep. And then I woke up extremely ridiculously early and was wide awake. I could feel my body was tired. I could feel my body like really needed the sleep. But my mind and like my spirit was like, no sleep today, man. So I partied with it and I had a great morning and I'm having a great day so far. So today I'm going to tell you about why can't you sleep? And more importantly, what to do about it. So the primary reason why you can't sleep is that you've invited an amount of your soul essence, Kundalini-ish type of energy into your physical vessel, and you're just not yet used to it. It's, in one sense, a source of energy, but it also, that same energy can tax you out and burn you out and be a little bit disruptive in your life. Obviously, the physical body needs its rest, and when all of a sudden you open yourself up and unleash this awakened energy within your body, it's difficult to sleep when it's just there and it's a new presence in your life and in your body. But the energy itself is good. It's a good thing. It's energizing to a sense. It's got a divine quality to it. It'll lead to a crazy amount of breakthroughs and transformations and releasing of old patterns that keep you unhappy, and it's going to rewire you in a way to where that energy is no longer seeming out of place. Your circuit, is going to evolve and become more attuned and aligned to it, to where there'll be finally a blending of it and a harmony, where the energy doesn't really go away. You learn to live with it in a more balanced way. But it does take time, and during the first, I don't know, few months to up to a few years for some of you, you might feel like you have bouts of random insomnia, as well as burnout. That's kind of the flip side of the coin as well. So that's essentially why it happens. But again, what will eventually happen is your body will get used to it, and then it won't be an issue for you. And you'll have all that energy and then all the benefits of what it's doing for you. So I'm going to recommend a couple things you can do about it. One of them will have to do with like how to get a good night's sleep anyways. But the first thing I want to mention is that a total perspective shift, I believe, is going to have more of a difference in your life and experience with this than any of these little sleep tips which you can look up anywhere. Here's the whole thing. I used to drive myself crazy and stress out. I would wake up sometimes and punch the pillows because I was so frustrated and perplexed by this random insomnia. And I would view it as a big problem because, again, I could sense my body needed the rest, especially when it's been going on for a few days. But what I realized is that it's fine. It's fine. You will rest when you actually need to. Like just last night, I was kept up, couldn't sleep, because I was being bombarded with amazing, awesome ideas that when put into practice, are going to improve my life. And I would get an idea and I'd wake up, even though I wasn't real sleepy, and I'd write the idea down and say, yeah, okay, good. I got it out of my system, and I'd lay back down, and then sure enough, another idea would come in. But it was all these like downloads, these awesome ideas. And then I was in that same kind of energy this morning. My wife woke up at like 3:30 in the morning, and I don't know what she was doing, but she got up, and I woke up, and I felt like, man, you need like rest, Vic. Your body, you went to bed late. I have a little bit cold right now. Like I need the rest. I had a hard workout yesterday, but I knew by now I know when I'm going to sleep and when I'm not going to sleep. So I just got up and I got a lot of work done. And I feel very good because there's that feeling of being charged up with the spirit. So trusting the process is what I'm trying to help suggest to you, is trust that the energy knows what it's doing. It knows when you actually really truly need sleep. And when you're not sleeping, trust that that's fine and roll with it, party with it. Get up and have some coffee and get out that journal, or do whatever it is you do. Do something productive and use that energy in a forward movement sort of way. And then when you exhausted that, the energy will die down, as it always does. It allows you to go at a reasonable pace, even if you don't think so. And then you just chill and you'll sleep. So that's essentially what my main advice. Secondly, I'll give you a few sleep tips that will help you, and they did help me. And this is coming from a sleep expert, mind you, because in the past I was a heroin addict when I was much, much younger, about 13 years ago. And if anyone knows anyone who's recovered from a drug addiction like heroin or opiates, it's that for about a month, or actually about a year really, but especially for the first few weeks after you get clean, you basically don't sleep a wink. You sleep like 0%, no sleep. So that was a big mess for me. And during that time, during the many times I would kick this drug, I became kind of an armchair sleep expert by just going online and reading books. And so I'm going to share some of the tips that they didn't help too much, quite honestly, with the addiction, but I applied them later in life after my Kundalini awakening, and they helped me tremendously. So one of them is to get yourself in a consistent circadian rhythm. That means you go to bed at the same time and you wake up at the same time every day. You just set that rhythm, you set that cycle, and your body, it's like it'll remember that. It'll start getting sleepy at a certain time and it'll wake up at that certain time naturally. You want to use an alarm clock and go to bed at a specific time. Like lights out, no phone, you're just in bed attempting sleep. And it might take you a week or so to kind of adjust. You might find you're waking up prematurely if you're trying to go to bed earlier or something, but your body will adjust. And even though you'll have those waves of insomnia at times, it won't be as bad and you'll sleep more restfully. Number 2 is to go to bed earlier if possible. I know some of you can't, but I read an article in Time magazine only for the purpose of trying to help myself sleep. And it suggested that every hour you go to sleep before midnight, it's like double the effects of the restfulness. You rest, it's got a more bang for your buck when you can go to bed early those couple hours. So even if you don't sleep that well, if you get to bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, then you're gonna feel more rested than if you would have just gone to bed later. And of course, you're a bartender, you work, there's jobs and stuff where it's just not gonna work. But if possible, try it out. Lastly is to give yourself a bedtime routine, just like my children. My children, without a bedtime routine, they're nuts. As they get tired as they get tired and it's nearing bedtime, they're more wound up and like they're walking around like drunkards, all spaced out and totally wacky. We have to give them a bedtime routine. What I do is I take them and me and a couple of my kids, 2 out of the 3, we'll go to the pool for like 10 minutes. We'll dunk in the water. Come back, dry off, get their pajamas on, read them a nice little story, or I usually sit with them and tell them a story sometimes. And there's no video game, there's no lights. It's just a nice, chilled out sort of thing. Now I'm not trying to be like condescending. I need that too as an adult. I need a bedtime routine. If I go to bed after racing around all day and checking emails and stuff, I'm not going to sleep very soundly. So it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you give yourself some sort of conditioned routine that will help you learn to associate that routine with winding down, so that when you do sleep, even if it's not very well, it's going to be as restful as possible. What I personally do is I don't use any electronics a couple hours before bed. Usually, if I'm on the phone or something, that's one thing, but normally I turn the phone off, I put the computer away, I don't watch television, I'll read for a while, and then I meditate right before going to sleep, and I sleep awesome for the most part, except last night. Anyways, but again, man, the number one thing is to just chill out. You're gonna sleep eventually. The insomnia will go away to an extent, and when it comes back, it'll be like a welcome gust of positive energy. You'll be like you'll be happy to see and happy to experience, because you can't sleep because there's a very positive energy in your body right now. Oh gee, right? So hang in there, keep it positive. I'll see you next time. Have an amazing day. Namaste.